station where men really talk.
Indeed, they really do talk here at Men's Radio Station. You are listening to Men's Radio Station on a Sunday with Phil Dave in for Russ Kane. We have half an hour left. My goodness me, this show is absolutely flying by today. You're listening to Men's Radio Station with Phil Dave in for Russ Kane. We have Boy Wonder producer James Blake is still here. We also have Mr. Social Media Dennis Reloho Howell. But we also have our guest, our very special guest, David Charkham, who was telling us his fascinating background. But now we want to chat a little more, I suppose, about the work that you do. Now, I know that you are an ambassador for a rehabilitation centre based in Thailand, is that right? Mm-hmm. So perhaps you just tell us a little bit about what that entails and why you are, how you ended up there.
Yeah, I'm an ambassador, UK ambassador for the cabin group Chiang Mai. I've always been fond of Thailand and the Thai people and the Thai ethos and the Buddhism, and have been involved with various support networks over there. But I chose to be involved with the cabin because it's I go out and I lecture there. It covers. It's there for everybody from every kind of nation. I mean, it's a men's rehab, there's a women's rehab, there's a young men's rehab, all under the same umbrella, and they're on the ball because they have their finger on the pulse of these burgeoning addictions. I.e., they've just opened a program on gambling. They just opened a program for young people with gaming. They just opened their first LBGT centre, and they've just about to open something called the Salam Centre. That's for Arabic clients. So over the years, I've visited many treatment centres, but I feel very comfortable working with this project. And importantly for me, they have a hospital on site.
That's cool. We actually we spoke to Cameron Dare.
Cam Adair, the brilliant young Cam Adair.
Yeah, Cam Adair. Yeah, he came and spoke to us about gaming addiction, which was fascinating indeed.
It was absolutely fascinating.
That's a burgeoning thing. Can I just mention one other thing?
Please, feel free.
Eminence Grise. I think some will have to Google that to know what that is. But I'm the background boy of a fantastic charity called the Outside Edge Theatre Company. I've worked with them lovingly for the last 20 years, and it's a charity. No fees are involved, and it is set up for anyone coming out of any kind of rehabilitation to come down to a drop-in to see if they're interested in developing a path to the arts.
Now, actor and recovery coach David Charkham, one thing I have to ask you.
I just want to pick up on your rehab center on Thailand.
Yes.
What would be the advantage of going on a rehabilitation center on Thailand as opposed to going on a UK-based rehabilitation center?
Well, the advantage is we're talking about the private sector. There's a financial advantage, which money isn't everything, but it's a lot cheaper than going to a center in the UK.
Is it really?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Oh, that's interesting.
Although the pound and the baht is a bit wobbly at the moment, but it's definitely cheaper. The other thing for some people, because apart from this show, I work with a lot of high net executives, high net worth executives, and for some of those people, they can go on leave, they can have an extended holiday in Thailand, address their addiction incredibly anonymously, and get on with it and come back.
Oh, so
and a change is as good as the rest.
Yeah, but it's but it's not just, we're going to lie on a beach. This is work, and as Cam Adair would have explained in the programme, you do the work, but you can disappear. You
take yourself out of a situation that has become synonymous with your issue.
Well, yeah, but wherever you go in the world, your addict goes with you. So it's not like I'm going because that's called, what's that called? It's called a. There's a word for it anyway, where you run. Oh, I'm going to go to the Isle of Skye. I'm not going to find any drugs there. You know, your addiction is with you. But going to Thailand can be productive because you go away. You go away from the environment. I needed to go away from my environment, but in those days it was just kind of down the road to Somerset. Also the Buddhism, and they have monk talks, and I think that kind of spirituality helps a lot. And the outward, what I would call the outward bound, the exercise stuff that they do in the jungles and with the elephants, that's very therapeutic.
I think exercise is tremendous.
But for young men, what the figures are showing on the studies of young men who have there's addiction, but there's what I think technically is known as challenging behaviour. Have really had trouble with their families. They learn a discipline, and they learn a responsibility, and they learn to grow up.
One quick thing I wanted to ask. Do you feel like because you have suffered with addiction, do you feel like that's why people maybe feel like they can work with you because they know that you're going through similar things? Like, say, for example, if I was to be an addiction coach, you know, I haven't really suffered with many addictions. I like to pretend I'm addicted to chocolate, but I'm probably not. But do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I haven't kind of gone through it, someone might look at me and be like, oh, well, you don't know. But whereas you can say, like, well, I do know what you're going through.
Certainly my experience, I look back and I get it. The National Health, why the addicts, I think they were able, basically they could say to me, you mean you've been where I've been?
And you could say, yes.
And it's described as a therapeutic addict. The therapeutic, it's one addict sharing their experience with another is without parallel. The therapeutic process of one addict sharing their experience with another is without parallel.
And that's the same
one
with-
would assume it's a reassurance. It's saying, look, I've come through it, so can you.
And if you can do it, it's hope. It's giving hope.
Now, speaking of giving hope, one thing that we do here at Men's Radio Station, we ask our guests to give their top 3 tips in life. And we always put people on the spot. We never warn them we're going to do this. And it's primarily because it normally gives the best answers. We don't want you to overthink it. But what would you say are the top 3 things that come to your mind straight away for someone listening out there to the key to a good life?
Okay. Well, the specialist subject is alcohol and drugs. And what I could say, is alcohol costing you more than money?
Wow. Okay. Is alcohol costing you more than money? Okay.
More?
We normally
we
say
need-
top
we need
3.
three, we need
Okay,
three.
say top 3.
Okay, I could say if you go to vimeo.com, I put my name in, there's a chat. I call it a fireside chat, but I've made 2 short films. One is based on that, how, you're thinking about stopping. And I think at the end of it, if you're looking at this, why are you looking at this? And there's also, you never have to be alone. There's always someone out there who will understand you. But be brave, take risks, don't keep it to yourself. And it can get better.
Well, there you go. What more do you
That's more-
possibly
more
need
than
than
3.
that?
Sorry,
It's
probably
certainly more
6.
than 3. No, whatever it is, amazing. Thank you very much indeed. Some very wise words there, courtesy of our very special guest, David Charkham, actor and recovery coach. David, you've already said very kindly that you will come back again and see us. We are going to make sure that is the case because, frankly, we could easily talk to you for another hour. Thank you so much for coming in and chatting to us here on Men's Radio Station. I hope that in Russ's absence that the conversation has been justified.
Thank you very much. I've really enjoyed it.